Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and today I'm going to be doing a very highly requested build, actually, of a classic Toyota Land Cruiser in pickup configuration. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way through this entire vehicle, fully build the performance, and do basically a heavy-duty crawler build, and then we're going to take it around to some custom maps, have a blast with it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So if that is something you're going to be interested in, make sure you stick around. So let's go ahead and grab this Land Cruiser pickup. I actually really love the way these things look. You rarely ever see them anymore, too. So before we do any of the, we're not going to do any of the body customization yet. We're going to build the performance. Why am I completely, there we go. We're going to build the performance up all the way, and for some reason, I am like basically like making my way to all sorts of different areas of the, of the game that I did not want to go to, but now I'm finally in the right area, so that's a good thing. And I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I want to diesel swap it. I think I'm going to, actually. I think I'm going to diesel swap it, mainly because I feel like diesel actually really does suit the character of these things. And not only were a lot of them diesel in real life, but a lot of people also diesel swap the gas ones in real life as well. So let's go ahead and throw an e-brake in it and do a full turbo build. And now we're going to actually head into the tuning aspect of things, and we'll do our suspension setup and everything like that. So I'm actually going to do, normally I would do a monster setup, but I'm going to do a heavy-duty solid axle pro. Now, that's not a setup that I use all the time, but I think for this, it's going to make a lot of sense, and it's going to be really, really fun to use. So let's go back now, build the suspension out all the way to stage 5, both front and rear, of course, so we have all the adjustability we could ever possibly want. And we're going to max out the travel, because the travel in this suspension configuration isn't necessarily quite as crazy as the travel on, say, for example, the monster suspension. So we have a little bit more, basically a little bit more room to work with. But usually what I do is I just max the travel right out, and then I adjust the height from there with the stiffness. And with this one, it's actually going to end up being a little lower, because I'm going to bring the stiffness down to about 13 in the front and the rear, so that we have a good amount of, well, actually, no, you know what? If we want it to be about level, we're going to have the rear at about 15. Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to have the rear at about 15 and the front at about 13. But that's actually not a bad place to be, I don't think. So now we're going to go through to the shocks themselves, and we're going to go to shock number 2 on both the front and the rear. Obviously, because I really like to have those external reservoirs. It's really, really cool looking, and it kind of beefs up the look of the vehicle. So now let's go ahead and beef up the shock size to about a 2.0. They're big, but it'll make a lot more sense when we have the tires on it that I plan on putting on this thing. So, and of course with the axis width that I want. So I'm thinking that in terms of axis width, I'm going to want about I'm going to start with a 0.05, and then we'll go from there. I'm sure we're going to want to make it a little bit wider, but that all hinges on how the tires turn out. So in terms of, I'm not going to put rear steer on this one. I was going back and forth on it before, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to just yet. So let's see what the flex looks like. Pretty dang good, actually. Pretty dang good. Wow. The rear only starts to mildly come off the ground at full 33-degree flex. That's really, really, really good, actually. Let's see how it does on a mild drop test. And let's also bring the rear up to 17 degrees. That looks great. So let's say 19 degrees. 19 degrees as well. 19-degree drop test. Not bad. I mean, it's not necessarily perfect just yet, but for a quick build, it's good. So I'm going to go ahead and also put stage 5 gearing in it, so we can kind of adjust the gearing just a little bit. I'm going to make the low gear, I believe, like a 2.2. And then first gear, I'm going to bring down to a 2.6. And then everything else I'm going to kind of leave alone from there. Now, obviously, there's a lot more that we could do with that, but I'll save that for later once we have everything else dialed in the way I want it. So, wheels radius-wise, let's go with I'm thinking a 1.3-ish. That's a little wide. You can also do a flatbed configuration if you so desire. However, I think with this particular cage, obviously it makes a lot more sense to stick with the bed. And then roof lighting, I'm going to go with a very old school style, like 4 spotlights up top, because this thing is definitely more on the old school side of things anyway, so I kind of want to stay true to that. I think the metallic looks really good. I'm going to bring the window tint down so we can obviously, like, so we can see what we're doing out there on the trail. And let's see what it looks like in almost like a burnt orange type deal, but like a bright metallic orange. I really like that. Like, I really like that. I really dig that, and I think that's gonna look really good in the sun. Okay, now wheel and tire package wise, this is where we're gonna get to do a lot. So we could go like super old school, or we could go, ooh, oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. Oh my god, that looks so good. Okay, we could go with that in sort of like a matte gray on the wheels themselves, which I'm not really upset about going with a matte gray on the wheels themselves, because I think I think it kind of, you know, sets the wheels up as you would want them to be set up on something like this, you know, because it's not necessarily for looks. But the cool thing about it is we could actually go with a, oh, come on, there we go. Now, I meant to go to the bead. So what we could actually do is go with a metallic orange on the bead, because if we have a metallic orange on the bead, it'll actually, like a bright metallic orange, it'll match the actual paint job. So that'll look really cool. So let's see. Metallic, bright, and burnt orange to match the front and to match the rig itself. Really digging what we have going on here. Like, I'm genuinely loving this. I think it's awesome. I'm all about it. All right, so now let's go to the decals themselves. And yeah, y'all know what we're about to do. Now, we're not going to spend a ton of time in here, but we are going to go ahead and throw a TC logo on the hood. So let's go ahead and size that down. Not necessarily too much, but just enough, you know, nothing too crazy. And now we can do a red background on the logo itself. And now we can put the no, I lost it. Oh God, I need to get better about like remembering the fact that if you actually like, if you back out without placing it, it's gone. And it's not just like kind of gone. It's gone. Like really gone. Let me make sure that, no, you know what? I'm not gonna get too obsessed with whether or not that's centered, because I get way too obsessed with whether or not, like, that's actually centered. So let's edit the text, and we'll put TC in there, nice and simple. And now, we can bring it in, and size it down just a hair. Nothing too crazy. Oh, crap. You have to make sure you don't move before you do that. I'm digging it, though. Oh, we could do a Baja Pro. I really like the Baja Pros. I'm going to do a Baja Pro. Oh my God. I cannot get over how these things look. At least I think they're supposed to be a Baja Pro. But, like, they look so good. Somebody will correct me in the comment section if these are not Baja Pros, I am sure. But I love the way they look. I absolutely love and adore the way these things look. And let's go ahead and actually equip our trailer. And no! Hold on. Let me make sure that I didn't throw that in the, okay. I was like, let me make sure that we didn't throw that in the storage unit. All right, so now, not going to put that on the trailer, but I'm going to put this in the trailer. So the Land Cruiser is now in the trailer, safe and sound. And I'm going to head over to the Cat Eye tow rig, and we are going to head to a custom map to test this thing out. So let's go to our favorites. And I really enjoy, let's see, well, let's take it to Hazard County. Hazard County has got some really interesting areas, and I know that's where we went last time with the Can-Am, but you know what? I really enjoyed taking the Can-Am out there, and so I think when you find a map that you really enjoy, and you find a map that has a lot of realistic elements to it, and a lot of elements that really allow you to realistically roleplay, I think you found a good spot. And, I mean, there's a reason why this map has so many upvotes. It's really freaking good. Let's go into free camera real quick, get rid of the gauges, And let's head on out. Wait, actually. Yo, we got some trails over there. Yo, we got some trails over there. I tell you what. We'll mess with the trails in a bit. Gotta let the map load real quick. Make sure nobody's coming, and then we can go ahead and head on out. What we really need to do is find a good unloading area for this thing. Not really worried about mud testing it. I do want to take it through like a good rock crawling test though. Rock crawling, trail riding, anything of that nature. This thing would be... Ooh. Well, that looks like fun. Never been down there, but it looks like fun. Disconnect. Swap vehicles. All right, cruiser, you ready? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to test this thing out. Now, I don't know if I guessed right or wrong with this gearing, but we are absolutely 100% about to find out. I'll tell you one thing, though. It looks freaking great. I love the way this thing looks. It looks so good. And it definitely is within that realm of realism, you know? It's not overly high, like the tires aren't overly huge. This is something that you could definitely envision seeing, you know, at a trail or at an off-road park. And it actually, this gearing seems to be doing pretty well for me. I think that it's pretty reliable. Ho ho! Look at this! Oh my god! Alright, let's see how you... Okay, we're gonna need low for that. Oh, it almost had that! I'm gonna need a different line, but it almost had it. There it is. Ooh! Oh my god, I'm trying to work my way around, but you know what? That ain't gonna work. I'm catching on the bed. Oh, that's sketch. Yeah, I'm catching on the bed. Alright, well, let me try to rock bounce it then. Oh, it almost had it! There it is! Dude, come on! This thing just monstered that hill! Oh, dude, that was sick! I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. I love it so much. I love it so much. Like, I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it this much. Like, you guys need to build yourselves one of these. Wow, it's so good. Trail keeps freaking going, I'll tell you that. It definitely gets held back by the bed. Like, having a bed that's so long, definitely, like, if you're talking about intense rock crawling, having a, oh god, oh, almost lost her there. Having a bed this long, though, definitely detracts from rock crawling capability, and that's a fact. However, you can work your way around it. I'm sure if I spent a ton of time with this thing and really learned what it liked, I'm sure I could figure out a way to sort of get around the limitations of that bed. Because see, yet again, if you drive it a certain way, you will figure out the setups that it likes. It's just, you have to be on, oh, you have to be on top of it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have lifted there. Oh boy. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! We lost it there, but you know what? It's alright, because this thing, man, this thing, all that it's gonna take for me to get like a lot better driving this thing is just some practice. It's just gonna take some learning of figuring out what it likes, what it prefers, and then once we know what it likes, dude, we can go to town with this thing. I mean, it's absolutely an incredible rig, and it's great for what it does. And I mean, maybe the flatbed configuration would be a little bit better actually for rock crawling. I'm not sure. But, you know, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this build, make sure you let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all later.